Welcome to the Recipe Video Game Podcast. As always, I am your host, the Red Knight, and I know Gamescom ended about a week ago, but there's still games that I wanted to react to from about a week ago. And what's crazy is that in the upcoming weeks, there's rumors of directs, of PlayStation shows. We know we're getting a Disney show focused on video games. Ubisoft is doing one of their forward shows, and they confirmed that they're going to be having Mario Rabbids there and things like that. So there's now another month of video game announcements, on top of the fact that there's a whole bunch of video games actually dropping. You see, I'm going to be talking about one right there known as Splatoon 3. Splatoon 3 drops on Friday, and this is why you're getting this podcast super early because, I'm not trying to be doing the podcast when Splatoon is out. No. I want to be painting the turf. I want to be actually in the Splatlands playing Splatoon 3, single player, multiplayer, all of that good stuff. But let's get into these trailers because there was a lot at Gamescom. I really enjoyed Gamescom this year. I thought that there was a lot of variety in how content was delivered. I like that there was a show floor, so you was getting videos, from the show floor, like the AEW game. I saw, like, who was that? I saw CM Punk versus Paul White. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't show that gameplay officially. They didn't even show those characters officially. So that's what show floors bring. And that's why I can't wait for E3 next year. It's going to be crazy. But Gamescom was super cool this year. And like I said, there's still more to come. We're going to talk about this crazy ass year of video games that is 2022 because it's insane how many good games are dropping this year. But now it's time to look at the fact that Humble Games, who does these crazy deals on PC where, they'll put a game for cheap, right? One game. And then they'll say, hey, but if you buy the second game, it's even cheaper. But if you buy the whole lot, and it'll be like 5, 6, sometimes 10 games, it's even more savings for you. So they do crazy good deals like that. They've partnered up with Microsoft, Game Pass to be exact. And that's the first trailer that we're going to be reacting to today. Y'all ready? Let's do this. And yes, this is one of the 2 trailers that I've actually watched. The other ones I just added to the watch list, as they popped up in my feed. And I was like, I gotta react to that. That looks interesting. That looks interesting. Come on. Look at these games. Woo! Come on. Doom. We got Metroid in here. We got beat 'em ups, which I'm playing right now, Midnight Fight Express, and it's awesome. And y'all have seen, in the various podcasts at the end of them, I've played a bit of them, of stages from that game. But look, you got, what's that, Moonscars, Ghost Song. This is Metroid. Moonscars is like Final Fantasy, like Castlevania. You got a rhythm game, which, come on, let's be real. Microsoft, once they get that Activision deal passed, they're definitely going to bring back Guitar Hero. There's definitely a market for that game still. Untapped market. Proteus. This is the Doom-inspired game. This has been on PC in like different forms, betas and things like that I've seen over the years. A couple of these games I've been waiting for years, like the Metroid-inspired one. That I've been waiting for that game since the Wii U days. I remember it was shown off. All those games right there are coming to Game Pass. Incredible. Game Pass just continues to deliver. And the amount of banging indie games like Death's Door that I played this year and others that I'm going to be reviewing, later on in this podcast, insane. Now, this game I've been waiting for 2 years. I remember the first time they showed it off. This is I don't know how you say it, if it's Signa, whatever. The point is, it's a top-down shooter with all the modern visual techniques of a game from 2022, 2023, you know what I'm saying, and beyond. Apply to a classic shoot 'em up. Look at it. It's beautiful. The foreground, you can see everything going on, every bullet coming your way, but the amount of detail in the background, that's a realized city right there. And things come up from the background into the foreground, and then you interact with it and fight it and stuff like that. It's so damn beautiful, so damn gorgeous. This is what I want for 2D Mario. I feel like this is what Dread did for 2D Metroid. I want that for 2D Mario. I want that for a top-down Zelda that's not a port. Hold on. I gotta go back on this because they showed this for the first time at Future Game Show. The first Future Game Show, if I'm not mistaken, 2 years ago. And it blew me away. And y'all know, y'all listen to the podcasts back then, I talked about it like this is incredible, and I said the same thing. I was like, this is what I want for Mario. Like I want a Mario that has like the animations that you would expect in a sequel to like a Wario Shake It. Hell, give me a Wario Land Shake It sequel too. You know what I'm saying? And use all the modern techniques of today. It's beautiful when you see these old school games realized like this. And I think this game is definitely gonna find an audience. The people who play Ikaruga and things like that, they're definitely gonna love this game. And I know this game is gonna have difficulty settings, so like that's confirmed. They're gonna actually have difficulty settings, so everybody can enjoy it. So if you want it to go super hardcore, you can do that. If you want it to be just a chilled experience where you're getting the story while having fun, some action, you can do that too. Now it's time for the Metroid inspired. Been waiting for this game forever. It had such different visual styles back then. I remember where it was way darker, like not that much detail in the backgrounds, and now the game just looks absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Insane. Oh, screw attack. So you're clearly gonna have different abilities, melee moves and stuff like that, which is good because after Metroid Dread, I cannot go back to Metroidvanias without melee moves, man. I need to be able to bash a goddamn enemy, you know what I'm saying, at close range. That's what you want. That's what you need. It's just, you know, that's the good stuff.
Doesn't belong to you.
Only melee you had back then was a screw attack, really. Or running through enemies. Oh, this is some Hollow Knight. That shit woke up. The enemies do look, you know, slightly, not slightly, they actually do look pretty damn scary. Look at that, that shit, what the hell? That shit extended from the waist? Ugh. So beautiful. I'm like, ugh, so beautiful. Wall hopping. What's that? Oh, speed boots. Oh, this is my strong hand. I love that there's actually, like, you know, voice acting. Like you hear the characters yelling and screaming and things like that. November 3rd. November 3rd. Another one to add to the list in November. I'm definitely playing that. Like, as a diehard Metroid fan, you already know I'm playing that. Wow, yo, Game Pass been insane this year. What's this? Ah, here it is. This is the second trailer that I saw. This blew my mind. Check out how you got little dots that form the character, right? And then she goes into detail. And you can see it's a woman. You see her figure. She has like a Wonder Woman-like stance. But let's go back real quick. They'll probably show it again, but still, let's go back real quick. I got to throw it back real quick. Watch this. This is what you need to like pay attention to, which is so cool. Look, she lands, goes into the mat. That's the mat in her brain. You saw the camera back out? Crazy. I'm like, in her brain. There's also a moment where I swear it might be like a skill tree or something like that. Clash. Look at the animation work. Stunning. You see the shield, and I'm not talking about the shield she's holding. Like the force field around her. Looks like an ability. You grow. See, that looks like a skill tree right there. Different abilities. Come on. And it's not like a secondary screen. The map is literally right there in the game. So damn good. Spear. Which is cool. The last game had a spear too, which is cool to see. Coming 2023. 2023. This to me is literally top 10 most anticipated things I want to play. Obviously, y'all know number one is Zelda. That don't need to be said. But wow. Absolutely crazy. Alright, let's see what this is. Red Art Games. I have no associations to them, I promise y'all. Andrade Games. Experience 17th century horror. What did it say? Heidelberg? Oh. So this is another Castlevania style. Oh, I like the horse. Honestly, what this reminds me more of is Altered Beast, yo. On Sega Genesis. The game used to transform into gargoyles and wolves and shit. So the horse in the background, like on a hamster wheel. That's insane. Fire your musket. The dude's animation is hilariously good. The hand on the hip, the arm swinging, fire. Like that's really good animation. Oh, you had some Lord of the Rings style ghosts right there. Return of the King. Oh, when you kill them, you hear the piano. Not the piano, the string break. The piano. It sounds like the mess of key on the piano. Wait, when was that? Dun. Stop the eternal eclipse. Heidelberg. Oh, that's this year too. Jesus, that looks real good too. I definitely gonna play that. That looks like it's gonna be difficult, but you're gonna have enough ability to actually, be able to fight back real good. It seems like he had a lot of moves. Oh, Wulong. Now I didn't watch this trailer, this new one, but obviously, I saw it when they revealed it not too long ago. Let's see. And I know it's coming to Game Pass. Game Pass just keeps delivering banger after banger after banger. You gotta smile, man, and laugh. You gotta laugh when people say, "Yo, Game Pass Xbox ain't got no games." Just laugh at them, yo. Just laugh. Like, what? We got more to play than you will ever have to play. Not only that, we'll have more to play than you will be able to afford.
I cannot understand how one is
I'm not saying that you might be able to afford it, but you're gonna be broke buying your video games. Cause Game Pass alone this year, it's been like over $1,000 worth of awesome games. Like, no lie. The end of the characters in this look insane. Wait, let me throw this back real quick. Look insane. It looks like a giant tiger. It looks like people corrupted. Yeah, look at the giant tiger right here. People corrupted.
I will not rest until the enemy has fallen.
Because this is going to be $60, $70 release elsewhere. No different from Plague Tale. No different from... I could sit here and name mad games. I don't even got to do that. Game Pass is just the greatest. The fact that you're going to get... Like, this is the shit that thrived on the PlayStation 2. Your Onimushas, your Devil May Cries, and now we got Wulong Fallen Dynasty coming right into the service. Early 2023. Yet another 2023 super interesting looking game added to the list. Insane. Tired? This dude is an office man? Grab your keyboard and fight. You gonna be slapping the shit out of people? Exactly what you doing. Oh, the paperwork. He's like, yo, fuck this job. This is hilarious. Oh, he shoots paper? That's cool. Climb the corporate ladder. Oh, you gotta... Yo, the animation is mad good. It's so funny. I love this. I remember when I was like younger, I had an idea for a game like this, but it was a dude throwing barbells and dumbbells in the gym, just beating up people like Streets of Rage and shit, which this is kind of like. It's super cool. Like, I want to play that. That looks awesome. Leo Fool. Let's see what's next.
Rated mature.
That game looked real good. I didn't even see if it had a release date. Oh shit, Ganondorf. Jacob looking like Ganondorf right now. It's the skin. It's that greenish with the red hair. This is pretty too. Oh, that animation. Yo, what kind of game is this? Whoa. Why do the visuals just keep getting better as the trailer goes on? Is it a beat 'em up? Is it a fighting game? I think it's just everything. It looked like it had punch out section. Right here you got your goddamn endless runner, Crash Bandicoot sections. That looked like Street Fighter beating up the car, but instead it was like a goddamn giant head. No, I'm not lying. Y'all see this shit, right? Like, the graphics just look like they keep getting better and better. Like, I've never seen the trailer do this. Where the game just continues to get prettier and prettier and more wild and wild and wild. This looks insane. I don't even know what this is. I'm telling you, as things were going into my feed on that Sunday, where Gamescom was still going, I was just add that to the watch list. I'll watch this on the next podcast. The end is now? Huh? Third World Production. That's a cool logo, too. I know the last thing here, it's a Planet of Lana featurette that the Planet of Lana official channel uploaded, which I wanted to watch. Yo! Wait. Let me go back real quick, because the intro graphics, animation, that's so cool right there. I like the way that is. Super basic with the details. Why this looks like the goddamn Ing from Prom 2. Which is always good, because Prom 2 is goddamn incredible. That scene with the Federation Force, man, will always be one of the greatest scenes in Metroid history. Yo, you can do this? So you can control the stuff in the game. The music is insane too. Biomorph coming 2023 to Steam and Switch. Nice. They'll definitely expand once this game is a hit, and it looks incredible. Hold on, let me go back. I'm gonna go back more to the gameplay. Man, I like this a lot. It's a little intro animation. Lucid Dream Studios. And that's the character you're fighting, so you're gonna be able to control it. This trailer basically takes place in this one spot. I just realized this. I like this character model too. Organic, but also tech and corrupted. It's literally doing what the Ing did, but to the Ing. Yo. Whoa, that's super anticipated. I want to see more of that. This trailer was one area. Literally one enemy interaction, and then it moved on. like we didn't overstay our welcome. We just showed you what the idea is gonna be. See, this is the Planet of Lana featurette. Hopefully they have more. I'm gonna put the volume up so y'all can hear it better.
Thank you so much for being here. I cannot wait to talk about how beautiful this game looks. But first of all, right, give us an intro to Planet of Lana. We just saw the trailer, but what should we expect?
Yeah, so Planet of Lana is a side-scrolling sci-fi puzzle adventure.
Sci-fi puzzle adventure.
You play this young girl called Lana. And at your side, you have this little cute creature companion.
Yeah.
And together, you go out on this epic adventure, you know, through the world of this planet that's set far away in a galaxy. And you're going on a rescue mission to try and save
So
Lana's
damn
big
pretty.
sister that's been taken away by an invading
Your little cat
robot
friend.
army. Yeah,
Love that.
that's the gist of it.
So super exciting for everyone attending.
And I love games like this, like Inside and Limbo.
You can actually play.
This was one of my most anticipated games of the year.
So excited!
Like, you
about
don't
that. You can
understand,
play
like-
Planet of Lana here in the Xbox booth, as well as in the Thunderful booth here in Hall 8.
Yo,
So
video games,
very
video
excited
games.
about that.
I
This is
don't
actually the first
side
time
with none of
we're
that.
showing
Oh,
the
triple A this,
game,
double A
to
that.
media,
Listen,
so very
a
excited
double A
about
game
that.
could be
So
way
that's
better
the
than a
demo,
triple
like,
A
what can
game.
we
One of the best games I played this year is
Yes, the
Death's
demo is
Door.
quite an early part of the game,
I put it right up there
So
with
it's actually the first
Forgotten
part where
Land,
you just
which is
met
one of my other
Louise. So
favorite
it's the first part where you get
games I
to-
played this year.
You get to play with her at your side, so it's like an introduction.
And those are two
you can
completely
pick up
different
Louise
scale
kind of like
games.
kind of like a dog,
you know.
so you can tell her to go places and tell her to stop and follow you.
Is it kinda like a
She's really
dog? It looks more like a cat.
valuable companion on this epic journey that you get to experience in Planet of Lana.
Wicked. What kind of
Love the
feedback do you get
animation
from people that
pushing.
play it?
I mean, we've gotten incredible
Wake up,
feedback,
Lana.
like yesterday and today, and it's just a big queue over at the Thunderful booth, so it's just
I
been
love the
absolutely
trees,
unreal,
the
you know?
wind.
5 years in the making now. This
5
game,
years in
and
the
yesterday
making.
was the first
And then
day
people
that
got the
we
audacity to
showed
be like, oh yeah, you know,
for the first time.
it's
So,
not
yeah,
triple A. Yeah, all right, the work that went into it was damn sure
Let's talk
triple
about
A. That's 5 years of their
Mui.
lives.
Here on screen here just now, waking up Lana. Tell us about Mui and what she brings to the
Mui.
party in Planet of Lana.
So Mui, what she brings to the
It's
party, as I said
MUI.
before,
I
you
remember
know,
reading that.
Lana is this, like, you don't have any weapons in this game, right? You're playing as this 11-year-old girl.
Oh, you have no weapons in this
And
game,
this creature companion
which isn't
that
the
you
negative. You ain't have no weapons
different.
inside of Limbo
She's
either.
quite
I don't mind
advanced.
that.
She can jump higher than you and reach places that you cannot. But she can also like bite off cables and do things like that,
Right.
push down things for you to reach. And then she also has this.
So-
like,
so
ability
Mui
that
is
might
basically
be,
your
like
Pikmin.
yeah, in the gameplay trailer intro we had just there. So you gain that a little bit later in the game, and then
'Cause Mui, he
then
said,
Mui
could
actually
grab
hypnotize,
things,
like these weird creatures that you come across
bite
that has the same
ropes.
like glowing white eyes that she has, and that opens up just a whole set of possibilities of how to interact with the creatures of this world, which is a lot of fun.
And the
Yeah.
the lighting right there, you saw Lana in shadow and then pop up out of it. That was really
Mui's
nice.
abilities kind of, you discover them slowly and they kind of build on each other and the puzzles become more complex. That must have been a really fun thing to work out.
I'm actually glad they got out of
Yeah,
the
and I think
fall.
it's a super
I'm gonna
important
be
thing
honest.
as well, you know.
I want this game
We've
to
been
be
focusing on like having a good ramp up of
You
the
know,
game,
and, like,
we want this game to like reach
one of
a really
the
broad audience, but it's also important,
right
you know,
trigger.
in games where you have,
Oh, so you
logical
can
puzzles,
control
because everyone is at a different level and have
100%.
different abilities
Oh,
of
you can make it
solving
go
these
up
kind
too.
of puzzles. So,
Cool as
you know,
hell.
it can't be
You
too
gonna jump?
easy because that will get real boring. It can't be too. It can't be frustrating either. You
Like, I
have
want
to,
this
you know,
game in
balance that
in
challenge of-
I don't know what month it's gonna be quiet next year. Let's be
Yeah,
honest,
and that's
but
the
just
challenge in itself, but I think
not
it's
in the
really
fall
cool.
way. It's like, oh yeah, Call of Duty and all of these crazy games, Pokemon. Like, there's gonna be massive games that are gonna take
I mean, a lot of people
giant
ask us
audience
that, like,
time. You know,
development,
Pokemon
but
is
it was
a
very
ton of Nintendo
orchestrated
fans.
decision from the,
You
like,
know,
core idea from the get-go
and not only that,
we
Sparks
should
of
have
Hope
that,
and
because,
Bayonetta.
I
It's
mean,
like every
we're
Nintendo
going
fan is
for
gonna be
this
served.
relationship with Lana and Mui that you kind of have in real
And
life
then-
with a dog, like the relationship with a human and a dog. So, and if we would,
Obviously, you know,
like,
the madness of
have
Call
another
of Duty is
controller,
going to
put
be
that in the hands
crazy.
of
New
our
seasons of
friends, so
Fortnite.
we
Like, there's a
lose
lot
that
going
kind
on
of
in
magic, you know, that we feel, because
the end of the
Mui's
year. So I'm glad it
her
actually
own
moved out of
creature
it.
with her own personality, you know. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that
No,
really
that was cool the way
the
Mui actually, you know,
relationship
brought the
we
rope
see
down.
here between
And
Lana
now this
Mui.
is
So,
stop,
like, adorable
follow.
the way they communicate to each other. Like, tell us how you
Wait.
did that through sound design and through the language in the game.
Yeah. So we're telling the story without words, right? And that's something we want to do from
So-
the beginning. But then my co-director,
Oh,
and
you gotta
the scriptwriter for the game,
get
Claus
away from it?
Eriksson,
That's weird.
He invented this language for the inhabitants of this planet of Novo, and it just adds so much. It adds that extra layer of like a way for the characters to be able to express emotions, you know. And also since Lana and Mui is constantly communicating with each
Yeah,
other, so
Lana and
it's
Mui
just,
constantly
yeah,
communicating
it's
is cool.
details like that
They
I
should have a
think
hug button like Boy in His
makes,
Blob.
world building so fun, and that's something that we really focused on in this game.
I love it.
For sure.
Yeah,
So
it's
that
a new
roll?
language, but you totally get.
Oh, I like the little
happening.
camera.
The way they talk to each other, communicate.
Smash
the
Brothers
church.
style, like, you know, oh,
Exactly.
Mui's all
It's
the
a
way
mix
over
of the body
there.
language and the
Right.
language and everything. Yeah.
But when you have
talked about
companions like
Lana
this, you
and
connect to them, you know?
companion Mui, but tell us about the overall story here, because one of the things I've noticed, you know, in the trailers, you've got these really beautiful contemplative moments, but then some moments with real like,
Backgrounds
drama,
are
like
incredible.
speed,
I'm wondering,
big robots as well. So what's the overall?
wait, how do you open
story
these?
here?
Because I don't get it.
Yeah, so what you can expect playing our game is really an epic story that will unfold over like 5-6 hours. When
It's
playing
clearly
the game.
location
And
based because
we're
it
really going
opens and then it
for-
closes.
that's what I think sets us apart a little bit in the genre. Like we're bringing these companion-based mechanics, but also we're really focusing on telling quite a classical.
But does
saga,
Mui
this story of
upgrade
this
and
unlikely
get new
hero of this
mechanics as you go
11-year-old girl,
on?
And Mui going through this.
So now we know Lana's
through
11,
the planet on this
confirmed.
rescue mission to try and save her sister. And you come across
Saving
so
your
many
sister,
environments. We have, like, this
probably abducted by the
old
aliens.
shipwrecks that's been buried in this swamp for several hundred years that you get to explore, and you get like pieces of information.
That's
that-
awesome.
That like
Left
the
trigger to
players
hiding
that have,
grass.
Like, have more attention to detail. Will get more out of the rich like backstory that we've created for this world and the lore of the world. So that's really exciting. And then.
Is it wrong that I kinda
players
want
will
Lana to get
kind of an
captured right now
answer
just to
why
see
humans are living on this planet,
what it's
and
like?
why the robots have come and why they've invaded the planet and so forth. So yeah, it's really a classic like epic adventure that you get to experience.
One of the best things
A lot of
about
twists and
you know,
turns
Limbo
that I won't spoil right
Inside
now.
is actually seeing the different deaths, like by dog, you know, electricity and things like that, like how the character would react. Like Limbo, you would get decapitated and all that. Crazy. I know Lana's not going to be like that, obviously.
And Flashback and Oddworld as well. And there's definitely a bit of another.
Come on, this Somerville. Most of my most anticipated games next year are indie games. I'm not even lying.
Like Spirited Away and Ponyo on those, and like modern games like Inside. But really,
So you mentioned Inside.
Like going for like at the start, the game actually started like with these concept images of the game that was like beautifully hand painted. And then going from that concept art into the game that we have today was a long process.
You get like War of the Worlds vibes,
you know, because we wanted to create that, you know, depth and immersion that we have in the world now, but still keeping this hand-painted style. So it's like this 2.5D mix of, you know, 3D and layering of 2D layers, and then we also have put a lot of emphasis on bringing these
2D, 3D
to life as well. So we have this wind system, for
2.5D.
There are talented programmers that have created where we can go from calm to full storm. It's just, you know, it's really, we have such a talented team, and it's so fun going to work every day and get to work with these talented people, and everyone is just pouring in a lot of love into this project and making. That's what's created the atmosphere that you can see in the trailers and in the demo that you can play.
Right. Well, it really shows, and part of that atmosphere is the music.
That's pretty damn cool.
You know, you've got someone very special working.
Sounds
on the music,
good.
Scoring the music for the game. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah. So we have Takeshi Furukawa that's writing the music for the game. And he's known for creating the music for The Last Guardian, among other things.
Oh, he made the music for The Last Guardian, making the music for this. So you're going to have some good, pretty music. I never heard the music of The Last Guardian, but I'm assuming that game had some really good music to go along with the pretty visuals of Big Bird Dog.
The sound of this planet to speak its own language, you know, and then have music come in to emphasize you know, special scenes to like emphasize emotions, and music also plays like a pivotal part actually, both in the gameplay and in the story. So it's just been so great having him on board, and he's just doing an amazing
I like
job,
when music plays a part in the actual game progression, you know? You can feel fear,
what does that mean
or when you're in a room with collectibles, it's a happy room, you know, there's good music to go with that. Like, music is super important to making the game memorable.
Game Pass day one, it will just we're making this game, we want as much players as possible to experience the game, and having it on Game Pass just lowers that barrier of entry of people to experience it. So it's just amazing. And also I just have to say that Xbox has actually played a pivotal role in the success that Planet of Lana has gotten up until this point. I mean, we got so much support from Xbox, and it's just been really, really amazing.
You heard that? So much support from Xbox in the community. Everybody's been responding to this game like crazy.
You're here. This is absolutely incredible. It's great to talk about it. Going to hit Game Pass day one in spring 2023, right?
Yes.
Why do we have to wait so long, Adam? I want to play now.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was a week ago we announced that we're delaying the game. We were planning originally to have it released in this year, 2022. But, I mean, it's both. I think it's, I mean, this game that we're making, it just needs to be at a very high level of polish.
High level of polish, that's what you want to hear.
The vision and experience that we want to create. So it's just the right decision, you know. I think the players will be happy in the end that we made the decision not release the game prematurely. Yeah, I think that's always a good decision.
Yeah, no, you're quite right. Something.
Oh, you still press the button though. That's cool.
All the time it changes.
Yes.
That's great. Right, before you go, is there anything else you would like to share with our audience? Any highlights from Gamescom? Or?
I mean, it's just unreal being here, really. Just experiencing all the love and support that we have gotten from the game over the years and here at Gamescom. And yeah, just thanks for everyone's support. Yeah, and very happy to be here.
Adam, absolute pleasure. Okay, everyone, that's the gorgeous Planet of Lana coming to Xbox Game Pass in spring of 2023.
Spring 2023.
Thank you, Adam, for joining
Day
us
one
today and bringing
on
such a
Game
beautiful
Pass.
game. Enjoy the rest of the week.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being.
So now, let's talk about. Well, let's talk about it. Sony raised the prices to their consoles basically all over the world except in North America, which a lot of people like to act like, you know, that's a plus, and it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really not. And you can't be that, selfish and self-centered to be like, hey, at least it ain't happening over here. Right now, to buy PlayStations worldwide, outside of North America, not even North America, 'cause if I'm not mistaken, they're raising it in Mexico. Canada is super expensive already. So probably I would just say just in the U.S. to get a PlayStation is ridiculously expensive. Ridiculously. Because not only does Sony bundle it with, their flop, what's it called? Horizon, Forbidden West. They've been bundling that game in basically since it came out with the console. And you wouldn't do that if you were selling that game straight up $70 a pop. So, yeah, what I said earlier remains. That raises the price of the console. And then retailers want to sell you controllers, subscriptions, this, that, extra games, get it with these headphones. They create these bundles, which makes getting a PlayStation, again, for me, overseas, all around the world, but here, in the thousands of dollars, once you consider buying games. Oh, I need an extra controller. In the thousands for a game console. That ain't right. This is the same Sony that has $70 games. This is the same Sony that those same $70 games can be played on their PlayStation 4 when they were claiming that wouldn't be the case for years, just to try to seem like they were better than Xbox, which they aren't, and they won't be at this rate at all. At all. People keep wanting to say, oh, you have no games, just because they'll get, again, Horizon here and the God of War there. The rest of the year will be dry, because anything you could play on PlayStation, you could get the better version on Xbox, and there's definitely going to be cheaper versions, because a lot of those games will be in Game Pass. You know what I'm saying? They don't got a rewards program like Game Pass, like Xbox, where the games is in the Game Pass and you get discounts just because they're in there. So now ownerships becomes cheaper. They don't have backwards compatibility the same way. They just haven't been doing nothing in the league of what Microsoft is doing, but they are following. They're definitely following. You'll see them make their controller, which you see pictured there. You'll see them say, hey, we got a rewards program coming in the future too. You know what I'm saying? But it's just they're late to the game. They were late to VR, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just gonna sell VR. I'm glad I actually, because I was gonna say VR and all this other stuff. They don't have FPS boost, quick resume, none of that stuff. All of that next gen goodness. Like, Microsoft has made next gen, this generation, the most accessible and the most cheapest and customer friendly generation of all time. It's crazy that Sony can do all of these horrible moves, which are beyond worse what Microsoft did with the launch of the Xbox One all those years ago, almost a decade ago. And Sony is just cool. I mean, listen, it's right now Tuesday, right? It's Tuesday, September 6th, I want to say. I want to make sure. All right, cool. September 6th. And people ain't really talking about it like that no more. They made all that hoopla about what Xbox was doing, which turned out to be, in a lot of ways, where the video game industry went anyway. And it seems like people just like, yeah, it's fine. It's going to get a pass. Like, obviously, the Sony guys, they're already, the position's been assumed, and it ain't never going to change. You know what I'm saying? It just expands and accepts whatever is given. And it's crazy to me because they don't even do enough. They fired most of their Japan studios. They could make a Days Gone show, movie, whatever the hell they're going to make, but the fact of the matter is the director's gone. The people, like, a lot of those people gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what Sony do. They, like, look. If I told you, name me an IP that was fire in the PlayStation 1 that's still fire today, that Sony creates, you ain't got shit to tell me. You got God of War, which is fine, right? Because that's one. But SOCOM ain't around. Parappa the Rap ain't around. You'd be lucky if you get a slot coupe. And even if you did, that shit was corny anyway. Like, that shit didn't ring no bells. Didn't make waves. It wasn't something that you can put up against fucking, I don't know, the most basic Nintendo IP thing that they did, and I'm not talking about none of the known characters. I mean, the Project Steams, the weird little things like that on the side. Like, they don't even, goddamn, those games don't even, you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, but it had a cartoon, it had this, yeah. And with all that, where is it? As an IP, as where's the hype behind nothing? They're like, yo, what gets me too is like they do all this at the same time they do this. Is like, yeah, in that corny ass Harry Potter game coming out, like, oh yeah, they have exclusive things that you can only do on PlayStation. You know, there's rumors of, oh yeah, Silent Hill exclusively for PlayStation. We already know that they money had all day, every day Final Fantasy games so that they're not on Xbox. That's all they do, is keep games to their console. While Microsoft, you can say, oh, they buying this, they buying that, they buying this, they buying that, they buying this, they buying that. Yeah, but all of that stuff becomes more accessible. We just watched right now the developer of Planet of Lana say, because of Xbox, we're going to have a giant audience right out the gate. PC. Right? That's what you get with Game Pass. You're going to get PC. You're going to get consoles. You're going to get mobile device, cloud. It's everywhere. If people want to play the game, subscribe to Game Pass, play it on your phone. Play it on your Samsung TV. Play it on your computer. Play it on your Xbox. Play it wherever you want. That's what they do. They're not keeping games away from nobody. People want to act like, oh, they're taking the games away from PlayStation. Get another console. How come Nintendo fans be having other consoles? How come Xbox fans be having other consoles? But then there be the PlayStation guys who will have other consoles just to have like these points. You know what I'm saying? With people to say, oh yeah, I got the console and it sucks. They don't play the console, it's just they're collecting dust. But they have it just to try to like justify their hate. It's so lame to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like they want everything on PlayStation. If it ain't on PlayStation, then it ain't good. It's listen, I compare to the WWE all the time. You'll see wrestlers go from Impact to WWE and then they're great. But they weren't great in Impact. They weren't great. They're not good in AEW. Like, yeah, I like Dean Ambrose, but John Moxley's corny. You know what I'm saying? Once there's turmoil in AEW, oh yeah, bring MJF to WWE, bring the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega to WWE, and then it's like, but y'all say they corny all day, every day, but they not when they and under the brand that you think in your heart is like, I don't know, like there's a little badge on your actual heart inside of your chest with their logo on, because you wear that shit like it's part of your character, your DNA. Like, it's wild to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just this blind loyalty. And they're still sitting there and be like, yeah, we got this. Like, yo, I don't got to sit here and do the list. It's over. People going to live it. They're going to live it next year. When not only all these indie bangers come out, that you seeing coming out back to back to back to back to back from this year, from right now, they still going. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm playing Midnight Express right now. When I'm done with that, it's going to be something else. November 3rd, you got the goddamn Ghost. Come on, the Metroid-like game. Like, this is back to back to back to back to back to back to back into then Starfields and your Fables of the world and your Forza Motorsports of the world. And, like, it just doesn't end. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't end. It's just going to be game after game after game. You know what I'm saying? Redfall here. Like, just insane. People gonna be, yeah, but Wulong is gonna come out over there. Again, you're gonna pay $70 over there. It's gonna be nothing over here. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's wild to see people just blindly, like, if you got a PlayStation right now and you being ride or die, like, that's you I'm talking about. Like, 100% you. Like, you can say, oh yeah, but I have my taste, but you lacking in every space. Like, that Gran Turismo shit was garbage and highway robbery, like PlayStation been doing to y'all with everything. Like, you get this PlayStation Essential, PlayStation this, but it's like, what's there? Mostly old games. And then most of y'all like to hate on indie games, which is funny. They didn't want to hate on goddamn the one that came at launch with the PlayStation 4, Resogun. They put that on the goddamn pedestal because there was nothing there. And, you know what I'm saying? They had a garbage Killzone. That series is gone too. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, it's just this blind loyalty, and then they try to put these things on the super pedestal. And I'm not gonna sit here and say God of War gonna be whack. Nah, at all. I'm not gonna say that. God of War is gonna be fire, but God of War is one game. All right, we go from Splatoon to Bayonetta to eventually Breath of the Wild to Pokemon, from Kirby's Buffet to Kirby's Forgotten Land to Xenoblade 3. Oh yeah, there's gonna be story expansion for that, to new DLC for Mario Kart. Like, you look at these other consoles, you know, with actually God tier first party, that's what it really looked like. You can't do that with PlayStation. You got some money hats over there. But then people get mad because actually Microsoft used their money hat, not the money hat, but to actually just take IPs and throw it in the hat, put the hat back on their hat, and say, yeah, that's coming to Game Pass. Why? Because, yeah, we bought them. You win as a player. The whole franchise is going to be, oh, you want to play Doom? Cool. I think 2016 is on, like, PlayStation Essential. But if you want to play Doom, you can play them. They're all in Game Pass. Why? Because Microsoft own that. Like, it's crazy. You got your Elder Scrolls. You got, like, the amount of IPs, your Perfect Darks, which development has been going good for. So all those rumors out there, y'all can stop with all that. That comes from Microsoft themselves. And it's like, yeah, they're not going to say their shit is going bad. Yeah, but they're also not going to say it's going good, because then you're just implying that, oh, it's going to be out in a timely fashion, which is basically what they did, in my opinion. So, yeah, shit is going good. It's just game after game. We got another expansion for Forza Horizon. Like, this is what I be talking about. Like, people will sit there and name these 1 game, 2 games. They'll be like, oh, yeah, we got this. And they'll name some, like, the Square shit. Where I think it stars the girl who was actually in the Resident Evil show on Netflix. Right? And it's like, there's nothing behind that game. Like, nothing. Except that it's coming exclusively to PlayStation, so automatically it goes on a pedestal. Like, what is the thing that grabs the person with that game? Like, visually, because, I mean, it just hasn't been enough. And people are like, yeah, I'm going to put it on this pedestal. But these are the same people who think Knack was good. And if you think that, then I don't know what else to tell you. Like, it's just wild that they can raise the price to a console. A console. That's never been done in the history of gaming. And for it not to be put on the fucking pedestal, like, yo, these guys, they're fucking out of their mind. And it's like, yeah, people be like, yeah, we said it, but yeah, you're not beating the drum like y'all was doing for the Xbox One. And you should be. Because not only did PlayStation lie their whole way into the 5, but then the 5 has already had how many renditions? So how many of y'all bought some messed up shit? I mean, listen, they'll tell you, nah, it's not that your old shit is broken. It's just they got cheaper parts, this, that, but yet still was harder to manufacture. Whatever. Listen, the point is, the biggest, doofiest box, what happened to big consoles being bad, being awful? All the, like, yo, the energy is never nowhere the same. These guys are pampered to death. Even with the Activision acquisition that Microsoft's trying to do. Sony got people pampering them like, oh yeah, but what will Sony do? But I thought they got the best first party. This, why everybody shaking in their boots? The PlayStation fans, I've never seen them so shaken. Well, I'm like, I know why they shaking, because they own the console. They know what they playing. They see the difference. They could lie all they want. They could type up as many tweets as they want. But reality is always going to outweigh your bullshit fanboyism. And the reality is, if you got an Xbox, you're never going to be starved for something to play. You're going to have bang after bang after bang, and it's going to be cheaper than ever. I say this all the time, but it's like, bro, I haven't paid for Game Pass, and when I did, I haven't paid for Game Pass in years. And when I did, it wasn't the full price of Game Pass. Yeah, I did the flip, but I also used Microsoft points to do it. So it was super cheap. I don't have to pay for Game Pass till a year and a half from now. Again. And when I do it, I'll do the flip again. And it'll be years again. That's generations. From Xbox One, the end of it, to the beginning of the series. And would likely be, I won't say the end, but more years of it. And those and the games behind, those that super smart purchase that is Game Pass, and especially in the way that I do it, right, and many others do it, is that you're gonna get Perfect Dark, everything. You just sit back, hands behind your head, relax. The games are coming consistently. You know what I'm saying? Like, consistently. And then people get mad with people in the Xbox community. It's like, yo, they hyping up High on Life. Did you see the gameplay? It's a Metroidvania game. How many of those you can point to right now on any other console? Like, now, I really look at it like, I've played through all the Gears of War games this year, right? I was going to talk about it more later. But I'm playing Gears of War 5. And when I finished Gears of War 5, I said it on this very podcast. I said, yeah, that's the best Gears of War game I ever played. It's literally one of the best games, like, period. I love the open world thing that they did with it. I love the way that game starts, basically where Gears ended, and then it does a time jump. And, like, the stakes feel higher. The story's so good. Like, it's a banger. And this is a game with multiplayer, single player. How many of the PlayStation games actually do that? People could cry about, oh yeah, couch co-op this, couch co-op that. It ain't going to be there in Halo. But you can't even do that on your PlayStation. Because none of your multiplayer games actually got multiplayer. I mean, none of your single player games and exclusives got multiplayer. So it's like, it's just, I'm just like, man, I'm done living on this fake pretend planet where it's like, oh yeah, Sony got the best first party. Like, I'm playing Gears, man. I'm like, this shit matches any Uncharted game, any Last of Us, and has multiplayer to boot. Not only is it a banger single player, but you can actually play that single player in co-op, and it has multiplayer to boot. And that's the same thing with Forza. That's the same thing with, like, they see Thieves. Like, you could just go down the list of games. When Redfall come out, like, yo, these games are doing more. Just saying, they're just doing more. And the value is just better. Those games having multiplayer means you're going to more than likely put more time into them than you ever would to one of those single player games. Period. Like they just on the other wavelength. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to talk more about Xbox. But I just want to be clear. The energy ain't nowhere the same for PlayStation. And it's lame to see. Because you should put them to the fire. For real. So that they change. But people are like, nah, let's keep them like this. Let's just keep arrogant Sony being arrogant Sony. And they never left. They never left. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, let people enjoy it. I don't know what people going to do next year. It's going to be crazy. And then the year after that, I'm like, listen, if you got games, you would tell people you got games. They ain't tell us nothing. Because the lineup that they got been thin. Thin. Ports of old games that have been ported previously from the previous console. Previously. For $70? Please. Like, insane. Insane. So, yeah, let me just talk about this real quick right now. So, Nintendo, it's been revealed that they got, and I'm glad that I mentioned this right after PlayStation, because people always talk about their first party, this, their first party, that, right? 55. You heard that number? 55 first party games have sold over 1 million units on the Nintendo Switch alone. Other console manufacturers would want to do that across multiple generations. Nintendo did it in one, and it ain't even done. Insane. Like no, like that's really God tier shit right there. Like, this is why I always say, and for years I always say, like, yo, even in the Wii U days, like oh, PlayStation 4 got better first party games than Wii U. I'm like, I don't know what y'all smoking. Like, it's cute that y'all could say shit like that, and oh yeah, we got sales, but it's not reality. And I always lived in reality. What PlayStation 5 games combined exclusively, right, will add up to more money than Mario Kart? I'm just talking about a Wii U game. None. We clear? All right, we good? And I'm talking about sold at $64. Yeah, because you know with the tax, at least here in the States, a game costs exactly $64. Unless you do Microsoft points and then get some Amazon points and then end up getting Splatoon for cheaper, like I did, Splatoon 3. Yeah, my Xbox actually, pays for my Switch purchases too. It's a beautiful thing. Things people don't like to talk about, because the reality is when you do that, then you realize, oh shit, they really are like the best, and they go hand in hand, baby, with a Nintendo Switch. It's a beautiful thing. It goes hand in hand with any console, really. You get yourself an Xbox, it starts funding your other stuff too. But anyway, it'll make those PlayStation games, the price is easier to swallow. But they don't mind swallowing anyway. So anything Sony gives them, not anything at all. 55 is the number. And I'm not going to go down the list because I do that every quarter with the financial numbers, and I just recently did that. But that number 55 is almost certainly going to be 57. I'm wrong. It's already done. Because think about it, the pre-orders, they already got the money. Especially the eShop ones, it's over 1 million already. It's Splatoon. It's going to do over 10 million. People are like, oh, I don't know if Splatoon 3 is going to do better than Splatoon 2. Have you looked around? Like, listen, man, like, I'm really getting fed up now with the Splatoon shit. I'm really am. Like, listen, a lot of the times, Nintendo fans, they'll find a way to just get under my goddamn skin, right? Because I'm a Nintendo fan. Now, I don't expect every Nintendo fan to be the same fan I am, right? We all like different Nintendo games. There's some of us who crazily don't like 3D Marios. There's some of us who don't like Zelda games or Metroid games. Now, there's plenty of Nintendo fans who don't like Metroid games, clearly, because the sales should be way higher, because they're bangers who fathered so many. Oh, no, should I say mothered? Birthed so many of your favorite games. They would not exist if it wasn't for Sam and Sam. there's a lot of different Nintendo fans. You know what I'm saying? But it really bothers me. I was just saying all this shit about Xbox games, right? Single player, multiplayer. I'm going to do that again. Single player, multiplayer that continues to evolve for 2 years with a ton of free content. Salmon Run also evolves. Not as much as the multiplayer, but evolves. And has evolved. Story DLC like the Octo expansion. Everyone agreed. Absolutely banging. Amazing. Great. Hopefully Splatoon 3 will be more like the Octo expansion right out the gate. And that's what it looks like. It looks like it's going to be interesting. It looks like it's going to have the same stuff where it's like, yeah, use this gun for that stage. And, that can make a level hard if you don't, play that weapon. And then it makes you better with that weapon. Just because Splatoon has this tutorial nature for its multiplayer, yes, the single player services its multiplayer, that shouldn't be a negative. Y'all should actually consider that shit genius. Because the truth is, it could have just been a multiplayer game. But it's not that. It's more. And then when you look at it, Nintendo don't got many. They got a lot. Mario Party, Mario Kart, you know what I'm saying? Smash Brothers. They got a lot of multiplayer games. Let's be clear. Nintendo's the king of Animal Crossing games and all of that. They got a lot of multiplayer games. Nintendo has a lot of games that service a lot of different genres. That's what we love about Nintendo, and that's what makes them the best first party in the world. That's not an opinion. That is factual. This is a multiplayer shoot 'em up game. Not actually a shoot 'em up game, but it's a shooter game. From Nintendo. Like they had GoldenEye back in the day and Perfect Dark back in the day. Some people would consider Turok 2. Hell, most of those people became retro anyway. But they had their shooters on 64. And then it kind of stopped. Don't get it twisted. We got Time Splitters 2, Future Perfect. We had bangers. We had Agent Under Fire, Nightfire. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of good 007 games and stuff like that. Multi-platform games. There was still good games, shooter games on your Nintendo consoles. Obviously, the Wii, you had all the Call of Duty, motion controls, all of that good stuff. Goddamn Medal of Honor Heroes 230 players, right? I mean, that was the first year of the goddamn console. The thing is, though, that slowed down. And then you didn't get Call of Duties. Hell, you still don't get Call of Duties now on a Nintendo console. But Splatoon happened. Splatoon happened when Splatoon, was that the year before the Stampede for Breath of the Wild? I think it was. Almost certainly. Yeah, almost certainly. And that game had a buzz around it. That booth was filled like crazy. When that game was revealed, I remember the day that was revealed, the video I made, I literally put the Inkling in the image with all of the Nintendo characters. And my point was, this shit is going to be so big. This character fits these guys and girls. And it was, of course, the, orange hair, female Inkling, the original Wave 3 amiibo pose and all of that, which I have in love. I'm thinking about getting that new Wave 2, of Splatoon 3-pack, Splatoon 3, whenever that does come out this year. Man, the game took off. They made one on their failed console, but it made them money, right? Because the console could fail, but guess what? We're going to show up for the first-party games. We're going to show up, that's for sure. They made Splatoon 2 in one of the greatest years, what many consider the greatest single year of first-party delivery in the history of a console. And I would tend to agree. We got Splatoon 2. It went on to do, over 13 million already? Right? And now we got Splatoon 3 coming out. Seeing all the people who cry about, oh yeah, I wanted to see more, more different single player. Oh, they should do something different with the IP, Like the IP just started, and you're already trying to change it. Why can't Splatoon be Splatoon? Mario's Mario, and do they change mechanics? Absolutely, but Splatoon does too. Could you zoom across the damn floor with a shark previously? Can you turn into a spider? No. That's no different from Mario throwing Cappy and getting new shit that changes the mechanic of how you play. It does the same thing. Mario is just a giant. It's just a giant bubble basically, and then they put a fun little sandbox in it for each level. It's a nice. That bubble is a nice skybox, but you're jumping around. You're doing what Mario do, collecting the moons, getting to the flagpole, and then you're moving on to the next stage. Splatoon does this. Donkey Kong 2D, Donkey Kong, you can even say does the same thing. It's you playing the stage, you get to the end, go to the next one. What the fuck is Splatoon not doing? Like, what is it that it needs to be? Oh, I want Splatoon to be this, like, epic, grand adventure single-player games. It's epic. Everybody knows it's epic. You got the epic boss fights and everything. When you goddamn grinding, going in circle around the giant structure, shooting stuff in the Octo expansion, I'm thinking this shit is epic. You could watch my gameplay to the Octo expansion. It's on the channel. Like, I'm really, this is what bothers me. It's like, it's getting all of this added bullshit. Why nobody saying, oh yeah, God of War should change more? It's too similar to the last one. Like, not everything is going to be able to do what Mario does. Because Mario, like, there's AAA games and there's Mario games. They got endless time. Zelda has endless time. You could say, oh yeah, that game over there costs more money to make than Zelda. The only games that are I would say in the league of Zelda are your Elder Scrolls, that developer's game where they're going to take mad long. Rockstar is going to take mad long and fine-tune every little thing, you know what I'm saying, for their Grand Thefts and things like that. They don't just pop out 15 games a generation. Many of us wish they did. Like, yo, make a new Manhunt, make a new Bully, make a new, Warriors. Like, they did a Warriors game that was banging for a movie that nobody ever asked for a game of it. And it's like, yo, do some other stuff. Y'all nice with it. Nothing ever came of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow. But again, companies do that. There's companies who got bangers like Half-Life and they just take their sweet time. It's like, yeah, we doing stuff. When? Eventually. All right. That's what Zelda team could do. Like, those are really, like, put those on a whole nother tier beyond AAA. Those aren't being crunched into, you got to come out next year. Oh, there's a 3-year cycle for your Call of Duty. Hurry up. 3 years. Like, no, Zelda's like, we're going to take our sweet time. 6 years. It's all good. We just doing new things. Link going to be falling out the sky, fighting in the sky and all that shit. All that craziness. Like, Splatoon is going to add new things and do new things, but it's also a multiplayer game. They also just made Animal Crossing. Like, there's a lot of moving parts to this. And the fact that I see, like, people try to belittle the game or act like it ain't enough or enough of an upgrade, like it isn't going to grow, and they're not going to even be charging you for that shit, it starts to irk you a little bit because y'all don't put these pressures on nobody else, no other developer. So why y'all doing this to the Splatoon team? When they do all these cool animations, new gear, the fact that every gear works on every character and mix and match and shit like that. Like, yo, there's so much that goes into making Splatoon and how detailed it is and everything. And then it feels like an event game with their Splatfest and everything. People just, like, would want to belittle that, take away from that. As Nintendo fans, like, why would you do this? Why would you want to hurt a new IP like this? Like, we know what happens to IPs. If you're a real Nintendo fan, you know. You know what happens to Star Fox. You know what happens to F-Zero. You know what I'm saying? You don't want your IPs to go the way of things that you miss, or you sitting there asking for, a decade. Yo, can I get a new Prime game? Can I get a new Prime game? Can I get a new Prime game? Can I get a new Metroid game? Fuck, we got one. Awesome. Amazing. This console don't need another Metroid. Dread is a banger. I don't care whether but I want it 3D. It's 3D, 2.5D. All that gets to play it. Like, enjoy. Nah, man, like, it's too much bullshit on Splatoon, like, that people try to take away from it. That's why I love the fact that the audience and the fan base is so, what's the word? Rowdy, I would use. Like, we just always make noise when Splatoon is coming out, hype it up, go crazy for it. You know what I'm saying? And the games deliver. And then we have fun, and we play these games for years, like, and always go back to them, whatever. And now this one with all the upgrades that they did in order to make the game more fun to play with your friends and things like that. Like, I just can't with people who's like, yeah, I don't think it's worth it. Like, you don't think it's worth it? I don't think it's worth the price. Like, sell 2 then. Sell 2. Then you'll never be able to play your Octo expansion ever again if you pay for that. But sell 2. I'm not. I didn't sell 1. I'm not selling 2. Right? and then Fun 3 if that's the case, because you still like the game, right? Because these people talk now, and you start feeling like, wait, but do they actually still like Splatoon? Do they still understand that Splatoon is fire and nothing out there plays like Splatoon? Nothing. There's no comparable. There's no shooter. But oh yeah, that shit is like Splatoon. No. When I say things are like Splatoon, I mean in like this game, Knockout City. Oh, it's like Splatoon the way you could customize and the game feels fun and they're updating the game with new things, new events, That's what I mean. But there's not one game that I can go out there and say, oh yeah, it's like Splatoon. Like, no, it's not. There's no games that make you zigzag and jump away from the action and be able to move your character like Splatoon. It's one of a kind. It's one of a kind. I don't know what other way to put it. It's God tier. It really is that. I mean, I don't see no other shooters having concerts. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. So when I see like people, putting all this pressure on Splatoon, it irks me, man. It really does, because it's just like it's not deserved. It's not deserved. They make 2 games in the generation across a couple years, and then people take that as a negative. But yeah, it's been so many years. They should have changed more than that. It's like, yo, they changed a lot. You acting like these aren't humans making these games and making these animations. This shit ain't mocap. When you seeing all these fun end animations and them better in the online and making the motion controls better. There's a lot in there. And then, of course, the mechanics and things like that. And then balancing stages for those new mechanics. Like, there's so many moving parts in the Splatoon that you lucky you even get a single player. That's what I'm saying. Like it's crazy. I never felt the ungratefulness of a fan base. And it's not, and it is, like I'm trying to say, like, it's not like these aren't fans. These are the Splatoon fans. These are the guys who's played and paid for Splatoon 1 and 2. And like, oh yeah, nah, this is not enough, And it's like, nah, it is. You could just say you not in the mood for Splatoon right now, so you're not going to pick it up. That's fine. But don't try to act like Nintendo needs to reinvent the wheel with Splatoon. It's a wheel that they just created. And there's nothing on the market like it. Why should they? And it's not like they don't. They do. They change stuff up all the time. So, yeah, like, I can't help but be bothered. That's my Splatoon rant before the goddamn game comes out, and I'm having a goddamn ball with it on Friday. That's what I'm saying. If you're on the fence about Splatoon, watch my streams this upcoming weekend. You know what I'm saying? And see all the fun that I'm going to be having with my damn Patreon community, gaming with them. It's going to be fun, because I already know Dark Sun, Bunchy, we all gonna be on the goddamn game come Friday. I'm sure Digital Green Tea's gonna have it. Our time zones are crazy, but I'm sure we'll play and all of that. It's gonna be mad fun, And while people sitting there talking about what it should be, what it could be, who cares what it could be? Like, I could do that with any game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could start nitpicking Zelda right now. Zelda ain't even know, I don't like the fact that I'm gonna be falling out the sky fighting. I'd rather all my battles just be on the ground. Like, I mean, you have Nintendo fans who do that to Zelda. They want Zelda to never change, never be done. I miss my old Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker style Zelda games. These are the guys who hyping up full price versions, Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. And I don't mind people hype for those games, especially, all of the Switch owners who didn't have Wii U's. Of course, go buy the game, run and get it. They're amazing. But there's a lot of people out here with Wii U's who own those games and acting like those are the 2 biggest announcements coming out of the next Nintendo Direct. I'm like, if that's what it is, don't even do the goddamn Direct. It ain't even worth it. Just tweet that shit. Like, I hope there's something big in there, something good in there. You know what I'm saying? To get us hyped for early next year. Something that's going to get us excited. I'm trying to see Bayonetta. I'm trying to see new games. Not, oh yeah, ports are the biggest highlight of the thing. Like, no, I'm good. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like, I just don't feel people are being fair. You know what I'm saying? With their assessment of Splatoon. So let's move on now. Let's talk about Xbox. There's a lot of different things that I want to hit on real quick. And yeah, Xbox, man. There's a lot going on because Game Pass, I know I talked about it a lot already here, but it's about to get better. Real better. Because Phil Spencer confirmed all the Activision catalog is going to be coming right into Game Pass once this deal is done. And I'm like, damn, that's going to be so cool to be able to play the single player of Call of Duty 2, which is amazing. 4, which is, I mean, there's a lot of good Call of Duty single players, but to have those games there and be able to go back, maybe the communities would come alive. Like if Call of Duty 2 community was decent, where it's like, yo, you could find people to play now Team Deathmatch with, I'll play that a lot. Because Call of Duty 2 is a classic that I wish I spent more time with. I got on it really a year before Call of Duty 4 came out. Because I played them out of order. I played 3 on Wii, and then I played 2 on 360, and then 4 will come out, and then I would just be on 4 all the time. But I loved Call of Duty 2 and the maps in Call of Duty 2. So just having Call of Duty games all there is going to be nice. Nice to have. So that's awesome. If you thought Game Pass, based on everything that I said, was cheap, and you're like, damn, yo, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, and listen, what I do isn't some hoops. It's so simple. All you have to do is not have a Game Pass account, right? At all. Right? Your account ended. If you had it, it's done. All you got to do is get 3 years of Xbox Live, and then spend the $1 or just the $15 for the month, whatever it asks you based on your previous history having Game Pass, and it converts those 3 years into 3 years of Game Pass Ultimate. So you got your Live, your Ultimate, your PC games, your mobile, your cloud, all of that stuff. And remember, cloud saves, that's free. That's not part of it. I'm talking about playing games in the cloud. Man, they got now the Friends and Family plan coming out, and it's being tested in Ireland and Colombia right now, and basically it rounds out to $20, around more than likely $25, which and you can have 5 people on the plan. Yeah, that comes out to nothing. You know what I'm saying? To absolutely nothing. To be just playing so many banging games, it's crazy. It's absolutely an unbeatable proposition. Like literally, like I don't mean to say this and sound like everybody needs to agree with it, but I just don't understand how you can say you like this medium and you do not own the Xbox or have a Game Pass subscription, one of the two. Because you don't need to own the Xbox to have a Game Pass subscription. I just don't understand it. Because it's I mean, the value is insane. The value is absolutely insane. Like, it's just crazy. The amount of games is back to back to back, just good games, variety. Like, listen, I never would have thought I would have played an RPG. If you would have told me, yeah, this year you're going to play an RPG, I would have been like, nah, because I had no intentions of buying Xenoblade 3. So I don't think I'll play an RPG, but I did play an RPG. Not only did I play it, I beat it. 98%ed it. Like, that's what I did to it. I literally, if this was chicken, which I don't eat chicken, right, because I'm a vegetarian, but if this was chicken, man, I left it down to the bone. Well, I ate chicken in my lifetime, so I could tell you, it's like, going to the Chinese restaurant, getting them 4 chicken wings and french fries. Yeah. You remember you used to be sucking on the wing? Right? On the wing, on the end of the wing? Yeah, man, just like that. Just left it dry, bone dry. Anyway, yeah, it's crazy. That's what Game Pass will do to you, man. That's what Game Pass will do to you. So yeah, you're gonna have Activision Blizzard catalog coming into the actual service, and Phil Spencer even said that he sent a letter, promising to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation for several more years after the deal they currently have is in place. Several more years, could be a year, could be 2. I would say, look, this is the way I think it will work, because this is what I would do if I was him. Call of Duty's on the 3-year cycle, right? So let's say the deal ends in between, 2 games that are already in development, and they started probably on PC, but they're gonna put them on everything. Like, those 2 games, I would still put them out. So that's gonna give you the one that's coming out that year, next year, the year after that. That gives you 3 years of having Call of Duty still on your console. That basically holds you down for the generation, for the most part. You know what I'm saying? The way these consoles be moving. And I'm like, that's cool right there. That's good. And then that's it. All the next ones, the next cycles are going to start exclusively developed for Xbox's consoles, whether it's, the next generation one or the current ones or both. Point is, I think it's very nice that Phil did that and said, you know what? We promise, man. We promise. I'm like, was there a handshake there? Because if there wasn't a handshake, even if there was, I know Sony was like, yeah, they still gonna try to do what they, are doing, which is trying to not let the deal go through. But I'm certain that it's still gonna go through, and we're all gonna be living in this awesome heaven that is Game Pass. Just it's gonna be so good, and not have to spend $70, $80 to get Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? All you're gonna have to do is buy the DLC. Buy stuff in Warzone and things like that. But not actually having to buy the base multiplayer and the single player every year. That's awesome. That's mad good to me. Now, I guess the last thing I'll say about Xbox is this. I'll talk about this a little bit. Because I mentioned it earlier that, Xbox has announced, should I say Xbox 343 has announced that the Xbox flagship Halo game, Infinite, the Mario of Xbox, isn't going to have couch co-op. Let me take a second to take a sip. Dwell on that real quick. Couch co-op. Now, I know you might be thinking, oh, Red about to go in. Nobody uses couch co-op. Hell no. Mario Kart, I always use couch co-op all the time. Split screen playing online. You're still going to be able to do co-op online. You'll still be able to do, I'm sure, like LAN style things, you know what I'm saying, locally. But again, you're going to have the co-op, which they promised, online. It's not going to be local. A lot of people are upset about this. For those who have kids who they've went through all of the Halo games with on the Master Chief Collection, they probably went through all the Gears of War games. They probably play Mario Kart the same way I do. They like playing co-op games with their girl, boyfriend, children, right? Friends and family. I get it. For the people who always played Halo games side by side, I get it. It's a sad loss, but it happened, and it ain't that serious. I see so many PlayStation fans, and I bring them up because this is who it is. Like, and I wouldn't if it wasn't them, but this is what they do. You know what I'm saying? This is that real fuckboy energy, right? They try to blow this up. This was blown up bigger than I would say even the Sony goddamn price, which is mind blowing to me. Mind blowing. These people are the same people who hated on Halo, which Halo Infinite is good. Anybody who says otherwise is a lie. That single player is mad fun, and I 100% at that single player. It's good. I don't love the multiplayer, but the only multiplayer for Halo I ever liked was 5. And a lot of people hated on it, and now they're like, oh no, you know what? Looking back in hindsight, Halo 5 multiplayer was actually fire. Yeah, it really was. With all the little things that they took from Call of Duty, yeah, it made it better. It made it better. And the dashing back and forth like the Doomslayer made sense for a dude in the mech suit. That's what Samus does too. Dashes around. What the fuck is the point of having the suit if you're not going to have abilities? But the Halo audience, and I said this shit a few years ago when I went through all the Halo games. I said going through it and watching the Halo shows and cartoons on Netflix that were there back in the day before the new Halo show on Paramount, I realized, I was like, yo, the Halo fans are the most toxic. They're literally a plague to their own IP. And they're going to hurt this IP more than anything because of what it should be to them and their stupid little heads. You know what I'm saying? And I say stupid because you're killing your own IP not even knowing it. You're an idiot. Games come and games go. You know what I'm saying? And to blow things up out of proportion and make, like, there's people out here who really believe like Halo is like this broken mess, not a good game, and it's far from that. Pick up Halo Infinite and play that shit. And you're going to be like, what the this shit is crazy. Like, this is, man, that whole beginning and man, I ain't even going to go into it. Like I said, I play the whole single player is mad fun. The open world running around is mad fun. But the fan base will make you believe that there's no fun to be had. Even the multiplayer is fun. It's not my cup of tea. I hate sponge enemies. You know what I'm saying? It's my flow with Gears of War also. It's just like, I hate the sponge enemies sitting there with a lance. Like, bro, they should have died already like 3 seconds ago. But they still going. And they running. And they behind cover. Hold on, I shot him up a bunch. Let me go close to him because I got him. I know I got him. Shotgun. This dude just blew my top off. All right, I get it. You know what I mean? So there's things like that, you know. But again, Gears 5, absolute banger. Hive Busters, incredible. Some of the most beautiful games you'll ever see. Ever see. Matter of fact, if you don't believe me, I'm gonna prove it to you right now. Watch this. Watch this. Where am I? Where am I? Here we go. I'll switch it right now. I'm not even gonna play. I'm gonna just, cause I know the game was there. Come on, man. Come on. Like I said, I'm not gonna play. I am gonna get on my skid right here real quick and just move around. Like this game is so damn cool. I don't know which way I'm going. I guess I'm going this way. Yeah, this game is gorgeous, beautiful, 60 frames per second, 4K, HD, all like that. Nah, but like it's so good. It's so fun. I love this open world that they made. Like, and imagine what they're gonna do on the series, because this is an Xbox One game. Yeah, it's optimized for the series and all that, but that's not like being built from the ground up. It's so beautiful, and I'm not even moving around. I'm staying right here in one spot. But yeah, just gorgeous, man. Just absolutely gorgeous. So good. And people, you know, they like to put that narrative like, yo, Xbox first party games ain't this, ain't all that. Like, listen, man, if you playing them, you know. Just go on social media, you'll see a demand when you see the Coalition is helping the State of Decay team with State of Decay 3. And I'm like, damn, so State of Decay 3 might actually look like that original concept trailer they put out, you know, a few years back. Because, well, you know, Gears team, they're going to do the damn thing. You know, helping them with the tools and stuff like that. All you see is people like, they should be making Gear 6. They should be making Gear 6. They should be making Gear 6. Where's their new IP? I thought they were making the new IP. It's like, yo, they could do a lot. They did the Matrix. They helping out on that. Let the Coalition do what they do. They're a top tier developer. Top tier. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gives credit to that developer took Gears, you know, from Epic and took it to brand new heights. Like, honestly, Gears 3 is my favorite of the old guard. But Gears 5 is my favorite, period. Gears of War game. It's one of the coolest shooters also. The mechanics and everything. The moves you got, everything about it. The new jack and him being able to do all the electrocuting, picking up weapons and bringing them to you. It's mad good. It's so good. I'm enjoying myself playing it right now. And I've been going through all of them this year. And I will be playing Hive Busters after that. But, yeah, like, that's a game right there. That's co-op, split screen co-op. You know, and again, multiplayer, single player, like Halo did a lot. And I know, like, people be like, oh yeah, but 343, the management, everything that they did, yeah, it's bad over there. Like, they gotta fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the output of games. I honestly think that they shouldn't stick to Halo Infinite. I think that by next year they should deliver, you know, a season of games, lock that shit. Maybe do I'll say maybe do 2 years. Do 2023, 24. But in 24, announce a brand new Halo game. I'm serious. Like, they have to do something to reinvent to reinvigorate the series. But here's the thing. I've heard a lot of people state, oh, you know, Halo, you know, probably isn't going to be the flagship Xbox game anymore. And I'm like, it hasn't been for a long, long time. It hasn't been. Gears kind of already was taking it from Halo. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, the last few were more well received than the last few Halo games. It's just the truth. And Gears didn't have no crazy, you know, Halo Master Chief Collection. It dropping like, you know, a mess. Now it's awesome, perfect and beautiful. But when it launched, it was a mess. Gears has just been trucking along, doing great, and that developer is helping out everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And doing cool things with new Unreal tech and stuff. Forza Horizon, that took the crowd from the Motorsport series. Like took the whole crowd that played that game and then added this whole new casual crowd who didn't want to play those crazy sim races like myself, who would rather much play F-Zero or Extreme G in Mario Kart versus play goddamn some realistic racing game. So Horizon, it being my favorite racing game currently, you know, that's not named Mario Kart on the market, that for a lot of people took the crowd, like the crowd and the crown. You know what I'm saying? So it's already kind of been happening in the sense you've seen games do this. Like Mario will forever be the Nintendo guy because it's like, oh, it's Mario. When you talk about Mario, you're gonna say Smash Brothers. Who the fuck is the cover athlete? Every single one, basically. I know it's a bunch of athletes. You know, if you want to put it like that, on the cover. But Mario, from this center, it's called Super Smash Bros. Like Super Mario Bros, which is the name of the movie. But we already knew that. You know, you got Mario Kart. It's Mario, so Mario is always gonna be that guy. But Mario Kart sells more than standalone Mario games. The thing I will say about things like Smash, you just can't produce them fast enough for it to be bigger than the 3D Mario game. So Smash can go on and sell 30 million, but Mario is gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna do 20 something million with Odyssey, but then I'm gonna come right behind that with goddamn a game that we're not even gonna sell for long, 3D World. I'm gonna do 9 million with that real quick. You know what I'm saying? Then we're gonna drop this Wii U port. We're gonna do 10 million with that real quick. And then it's like, oh yeah, Mario's gonna go play over here in Strikers, and Mario's gonna go play over there with Mario Party's gonna be having a banging party, and that's gonna sell over 10 million. Like, it's just crazy. Nobody else really has that. But here's the thing, Microsoft, they have Doom now. And Master Chief is iconic and will forever be iconic and mean a lot to Xbox. And I know for a fact that they're always going to put him front and center as a showpiece character. Because when you think Xbox, the original years and everything, yeah, that's all well and nice. But when you think video games and you think shooter, the conversation immediately will land on Doom. Because Doom, like Samus is a mommy, Doom in a lot of ways is the pappy. You understand what I'm saying? If you're going to ship armored suit characters, you're not going to put Samus with Iron Man. You're not going to put Samus with Master Chief. You're going to put Samus with the Slayer. I mean, the Slayer is crazy. But did you see Samus go Metroid at the end of Dread? I would like to see that fight. It's crazy. You got to imagine what the sex is like. No, I'm saying, yo, don't go Metroid. Nah, but anyway, yo, it's crazy. I just thought Don't Be a Menace, but just change that scene where you ain't going nowhere and just turn it into Samus and Doomslayer running like Marlin. If you know, you know. I just painted you a picture. But you got Doom. And Doom is iconic. Wolfenstein is iconic. Then you got these Elder Scrolls and these Skyrims and these... They got some iconic IP, and then they're gonna have Call of Duty. You're gonna have Soap walk through the door, Price walk through the door, and be like, Master Chief. He's like, Master Chief who? Like, he's gonna take the spot immediately, and it's fine. Halo will still be one of the guys. You know what I'm saying? But they got a lot. You know what I'm saying? They got the girl coming, Hellblade, which you know is gonna be crazy. And it's gonna have like a big effect like for Xbox because the first game was so well received. They have iconic giant IPs when they get Activision too. Like they can bring out Guitar Hero, they can bring out Tony Hawk games. You know, get that deal going. Which please do that. They just came off of a good remake. Make a new one. You know Tony's always down for it. Tony's like, yo, I'll do mocap. I don't care. This dude's going to be 80 years old, still goddamn doing kickflips and shit. I ain't going to say he's going to be doing his main super, but you never know. He might. It's crazy, yo. Like, it's crazy to think all of the legacy Microsoft has now. But it's not crazy to think that Master Chief is going to have to take a little bit of a back seat. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay. Like I said, he's already been kind of taking the back seat to Gears and to Forza Horizon. How Forza, like I said, is taking the back seat to their spin-off game. You know, and I mean, Fable is already supposedly looking great. And it's going to have all the know-how and skill that you see put into the Horizon series. I'm like, yo, that's going to be crazy. Perfect Dark, what is it? You got Crystal Dynamic, like, That's going to be crazy. And it's Perfect Dark. You do Perfect Dark remotely justice, it's going to be fucking nuts. Like, it's okay for Master Chief to take a back seat. It's sad that he's taking a back seat in a negative state right now, right? Because it's like, damn, this is a down, but it's okay. Master Chief could fall completely out of space into the planet, hit the ground, make a giant crater like the guy who fell from the sky in goddamn Rings of Power. He's done this before. What was it? It was end of Halo 2 into Halo 3. Then you wake up, right? And you get to go. New adventure. That's what's happening to Master Chief right now. In the actual real life business, a game development sense. That's what's happening right now. And it's okay. He has a lot of friends to catch his fall. Like CM Punk's friend. They'll catch him if he falls. A lot of references. But, no, in all honesty, like, Master Chief will be allowed to fall. Will be allowed to go away. Rest. And then come back, and the day that they hit that goddamn Halo tune and they show a fully featured game next time, in the first reveal, you can't be like, oh yeah, we're going to just show single player here, and then you can't do that next time. Next time you got to come packing heat. You got to come like Splatoon comes, like, hey, Simon run here, goddamn multiplayer there. Like, you got to do that. Same way Gears of War comes. You got to do that with the next Halo. And it'll be fine. And people will get back into it, and it'll be exciting again. Things can go away and then come back. Nintendo, things can go away and then come back, man. Bring back F-Zero, man. Yeah, man, like, it's fine. Master Chief isn't the main guy no more. Master Chief isn't the Mario no more. Not legacy-wise. Slayer takes that. And other IPs take that. But he'll be fine. That's all I'll say. He'll be fine. Now, not much to say about this. But more game announcements, obviously, they're gonna come. You'll probably get a Zelda trailer here. Let's be honest. December 8th, 2022, the Game Awards. And I'm looking forward actually to the Game Awards this year because I would say I've had fun with it the last 2 years, in a sense. It's just nice to have something in December to have game announcements. I like game announcements, you know what I'm saying? I like playing games too. I don't just like announcements, I actually like playing them. I know a lot of people just like announcements. So they'll be like, rumor. Like, there's always a direct in September. Rumor! Okay, but you know that there's always rumor. All right, so no matter what I say, you're going to rumor. Okay, I got it. And then I just stop talking. Nah, for real, like, that's all it is. Rumors all the time, you know what I'm saying? So, I like game announcements, but I like playing them too. And hopefully they'll have, a Zelda trailer there. I hope. I don't want to see a Prime trailer, y'all. I keep telling y'all this. I want to see a Prime trailer tied to a new console. Because I don't want Prime to be developed exclusively for the Switch. Hell, I don't even want that for Zelda anymore. I'm going to be honest. I don't. But that may be the case. Anyway, Game Awards, like I said, December 8th. Get excited. Now, I want to review a couple games real quick, super quick. So, Echo Generation, I talked about this on last week's podcast, right? I think so. One of them. I did a lot of podcasts, man, in the last few weeks. I know I did like 5 podcasts last month alone. Yeah. Echo Generation, incredible. I loved it. I love the cinematography of the game, the music of the game, the gameplay being like a Paper Mario style game. That's why another series that, I've beaten entries in that series. That's why I think this game as an RPG really spoke to me. I really liked it. A lot. And I love that it had like this Paper Girl, Stranger Things feel to it, which is awesome. It's just good. And I can't recommend it enough, man. Like, check it out if you like RPGs. You're probably coming off of Xenoblade right now. Play Echo Generation. It's really cool. I don't want to really spoil the game since I'm telling y'all to play it. But man, I'll just say that the ending, you're like, yo, don't spoil the game. No, I'm just saying that the ending, the way it ties into the whole experience, and it makes you go, oh shit. So that was oh man, that's crazy. Oh man, you do that a lot. That's all I gotta say. It's good. It's really good. And when I was done with it, as a person who watches Stranger Things, who watch Paper Girls. If you know what Paper Girls is, it's on Amazon. It's based on the graphic novel from like 2011. It's similar to Stranger Things, but the thing is, the book was before Stranger Things, so Stranger Things is kind of similar to this. But yeah, it's a cool show. Hopefully they'll put a bigger budget to the second season, but a good show. Amazon got a lot of good shows right now. But yeah, this game reminds me of Paper Girls and stuff like that. And the characters that you see on the screen, that is my actual screenshot of the characters that I play with. You know what I'm saying? Wait, is that my actual screenshot? Yeah, it is. It is. I did take that screenshot off Twitter. I'm just making sure I ain't saying a picture that I took, like from the site or something was mine. But that is my picture, actually. Because you can pick your main character, and the character you pick, your skin tone is going to be the skin tone of your mom, your sister. So, y'all match. I look like family. And I thought that was a genius idea of how to go about. It's not a full-blown creative character, but how to make a character feel inclusive. So it's like, yeah, we just designed a bunch of characters. Someone's there for everyone. And I went with this girl. I named her Clementine, and I had an awesome adventure. I loved it. The system is the sister is a psychopath. That's all you need to know, yo. She's like Stabby from goddamn High on Life, just without the goddamn vulgar language. Anyway, next year they got Ravenlock coming out, which if this is their Paper Mario, Ravenlock is going to be their Ocarina of Time. Dead serious. Look it up. It's called Ravenlock. Ravenlock. And it's coming out in 2023. And I cannot wait. Now, I also beat on Game Pass Trek to Yomi. I think that's the way you say it. Trek to Yomi. It's this Japanese, inspired game of this guy trying to avenge the death of his family. And it's very trippy with really cool beat 'em up gameplay. It's like a Streets of Rage, basically. But different in its mechanics and things like that, and its feel. But it's good. And I enjoyed myself with it. And yeah, I beat it. And you should definitely give it a shot. That's all I'll say about it. What I will say, it's like black and white and beautiful. Even though it's black and white, it's really beautiful. The way it plays with like wind and things like that. In the foreground, background, enemies coming in and out. Really cool. So yeah, Trek to Yomi. Awesome. Aerial Knights. And I'm not just saying this as one night to another night. But Red Knight really liked Aerial Knights. Developed by Aerial Knight. It's like an endless runner game where you're basically, jumping over platforms, ducking under them, and doing like a mid jump. So you got slide, small jump, big jump. And those are your mechanics. And you could do like some little flippity fun stuff, But those are basically your main mechanics. And then the game just throws you into these different scenarios, different situations. You're running around the city and stuff like that. This game is on Switch and things like that. It's everywhere, basically. But it's cool, man, and I beat it, what was it, like a few days ago. And I've been playing it actually all throughout the year, really slow. Like I would play a stage here, stage there, stage there. I have a couple games like that I use actually just to get achievements like every day or whenever I need to do it for my like weeklies and things like that. Like get 3 achievements. I'll play 3 stages of this game, or I'll do like Walking Dead, which right now I'm with some Michonne stuff, and it's really cool. And now since I finished Aerial Knights, I'll use that game again. But Aerial Knights was fun. You know what I'm saying? That was the first game. Shout out to Aerial Knight, and I look forward to see what game he develops next, because yeah, I had a good time with the game. Now, Gears 4 I want to talk about real quick, because originally when I reviewed Gears 4, I was super harsh on it, because I just felt like it just ended abruptly, and that kind of is what they went for. And 5 does the same thing technically. It's like a big enemy you fight, and then it just ends. And it is like a trilogy. And hell, when the game starts, it says previously on Gears of War. And then it gives you a whole flashback of Gears of War 4, and then it's of Gears of War, Gears of War 4, and then Gears of War 5 starts where Gears of War 4 left off. But Gears 4, beating it now again, yeah, it's still the worst one to me. And when I say worst, I don't mean bad. I'm just saying, if I'm going to do a list of the best Gears, this was one of the weakest, I want to say. Except Judgment. Judgment was kind of weak, too. Yeah, Judgment was the one with the guy interrogating y'all while everything was falling the hell around you, and he's just in the room. We're not going to leave here until we're done finding out the truth. Well, that one, it was cool. And I like that was the first one that added like a lot of color to the game. And I like that they had like the Gears of War symbols on the wall. And then it'll be like, yeah, you pick whether you want to play the stage with It's kind of like Splatoon. So they'll put like, okay, now you can only play the game with snipers. This stage with that. That I did like about Judgment. But overall, I would say they're equal. Judgment and, yeah, like, I don't know. Now I think about that little feature, I might like Judgment more. I think Gears 4 is the one I like the least, but playing it right into 5, oh yeah, it works wonderfully now. Because that's exactly what I did. I finished 4 and then immediately started 5. So I didn't feel that, like this is the way it ended. It was like, oh no, here's what I wanted the more. And I haven't played Gears 5 since it launched. And playing it again now, I'm like, damn, this game is gorgeous. And obviously right now it looks even better than when I played it before. You know what I'm saying? When I played it originally, it wasn't on a series, so obviously, you know, it's gonna play and look better and all of that good stuff. But I'm just playing it again, like, damn, this is really good. Like, it made me want Gear 6 already, playing the bit that I already played. And from where I was at, you can see where I'm at. I'm not very far into the game. But yeah, Gears of War 4, I would have to say, I'm kind of spoiling right now my Gears of War rankings, because I do want to do a rankings. But I'm gonna say, yeah, I have to put Gears 4 right now dead last. And Gears 5 is definitely number 1. And I'm not going to separate Hive Busters from 5. I think even though it feels like its own whole game, I'm going to use it as one whole thing. It's like the Octo expansion. You got to, you know, include it as part of the adventure, as part of the single player. Even though, and plus it was, you know, freedom. It wasn't like I had to go and buy it. Even if you did buy it, it's like $9.99 or some shit like that. It's not even crazy expensive. It might be cheaper than that, even with the discount on, well, no, you could play it right through Game Pass. That's how I played it. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to buy it through, you know, because it's on Game Pass, you'll get that discount. So it's even probably cheaper. But yeah, it's so good. And this is a game that you could play on co-op and stuff like that, which I actually might do a little bit of, you know, maybe with Dark Rod or something like that, because he's always down to play some co-op, you know. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this week's podcast, man. That's gonna do it. That was the recipe. That was the dish. I hope you liked it. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, hit bells, do all of that stuff. I say this always at the end of the podcast because I don't want to say it at the beginning and be the annoying person where you gotta listen to all this like house cleaning stuff. So I say it at the end. If you support me on Patreon, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the continued support, and I hope you enjoyed this podcast, because now for the rest of the week, it's going to be nothing but Splatoon heaven, man. Splatoon heaven. Next podcast I do will be next Friday. And that'll be me talking about Splatoon, reviewing the single player, because yes, it will be beat by then. Unless I don't stop playing multiplayer. Then it probably won't be. But I think it will be. Yeah. Talk about Splatoon. Talk about, you know, whatever other shows happen by that time, which I think will be a few. Because I think you got one this week and then some next week. So yeah, it's just gonna be, you know, what you get, man. The recipe, man. Stay delivering the content. I hope you love it. I try to give y'all honesty, truth, all of that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. So thanks for tuning in. Until the next one, peace.